Hello everybody, official welcome. My name's Katrina and I'm the founder of the Soul Project. So if you're underneath that umbrella, you're probably in my team, which is really cool because it means I get the pleasure of launching your businesses. It's a really exciting and a nerve-wracking time. I know it's so outside of the box for so many of you to do something like this online. So I really appreciate, first of all, you guys taking the chance and trusting me. And second of all, anybody who's jumped on to show their support, because I remember when it was launch and I was scared shitless. I hope there's no children, mind my language. But I was so scared. I had no idea what I was doing. I was really excited by the prospect, but the thought of jumping on here and sharing my story in front of strangers was really scary. So I appreciate anybody who's on here as a support person for these guys, because it just means you guys rock. Like, you're really cool. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. So I'll tell you a little bit about our mission here. So as the Soul Project, we really try and help people feel more fulfilled just in general life. So we focus a lot on mental clarity, spiritual awareness, physical health, financial freedom, just different areas where a lot of the time we find that we're held down. I'm a massive believer on the fact that we are here on earth to do massive things. I think it's pretty boring that most people just settle for the fact of, going to school for 12 years, coming out, going to uni or jumping straight into a job. And then we settle into that until we get to 60. And a lot of the time we have to retire on the pension because unless we were super successful in our chosen career, it's a mediocre kind of output towards the end of life there. So I really jumped at this opportunity when I first heard of it. And I'm not going to say I wasn't skeptical, because I was. I came into this looking from the outside and thinking that it was probably a whole lot of rubbish. But once I got in and I found that the people were amazing and the opportunity was actually legit, and that the opportunity made sense. I was so overworking the amount of times that I was working. I had 2 traditional businesses. So I ran family daycare during the day, and then I ran a dance school at night. Now, I don't know if we've got any business owners on here, but it's exhausting. Like, for me, that was my entrepreneurship. It was my ticket to be successful. I would own my own business. I thought too, why not? But it literally didn't work for me. I was so exhausted. I was taking time away from my family because I also have 2 small children. I was taking time away from them, and I never even had enough money to make it worth it. Still, at the end of the week, by the time I paid wages, by the time I paid expenses, I was not coming out very much on top. So I just found it really hard to get ahead. So I came into the opportunity to make more money through an amazing product that I'll explain a little bit about later. And then I surrounded the business more in depth with a way to really get healthy as a whole general aspect. I think a lot of time in life, not only do we cut ourselves short financially by just getting into that system of going and working the same job for a long time, which is normally a 9 to 5, spending 40 hours a week working on somebody else's goals, which don't really get us where we want to at the end of life. But not only that, just emotionally, mentally, spiritually, a lot of people are depressed, a lot of people are anxious, a lot of people are suppressed. There's so much stuff going on at the moment that really isn't fitting well with our personal nature. So I wanted to create this to really give people an extra avenue to express themselves, really, and to go out there and help other people do the same. So a little bit about us. The Soul Project does have a program specifically on mindfulness. I do believe that our self-talk and our meditation and things like that are very important for our general health. But then we also have an amazing program called the Juicy Body Transformation. And that is actually about getting our body healthier from the inside out, because we all know if we're physically healthy, there's a good chance that the rest of our life will follow in suit. So the Juicy Body Transformation utilizes whole food. So when we talk whole food, we literally talk whole food, like potatoes, pumpkin, every vegetable, every fruit, plant-based, bits and pieces, herbs, things like that we can literally eat in a whole food form. In our lifestyle these days, we're eating a lot of processed things. and it's showing up in our diets, in our illnesses and inside our ailments as well. A lot of the time we're having skin conditions, asthma, eczema, autoimmune conditions, dare I say the big cancer. There's ridiculous amounts of things popping up inside of our bodies to show us that we're in a little bit of a health epidemic. And, you know, it doesn't take a genius to link it to the fact that we have gravitated so far away from our natural diet of fruits, veggies, and berries. Really, that's all we're supposed to be putting into our body. And, you know, tonight I totally cheated. I had pizza. And I can tell you there was very little plant-based things on there. But, you know, it's life. That's what we do, right? And if we're not aware of what we're putting in our body, a lot of the time we're congesting it with the wrong type of stuff. So this juicy body transformation really makes sense to me. I think it's all based from a mum who has children, so she understands that you need to be able to cook something that everybody will eat. It can't be some crazy, you know, clean eating thing that nobody's going to enjoy, especially if you've got a 4 and a 6-year-old, because they need to be able to be enticed. So I really like the fact that it's not based on deprivation, it's based on real food, and it's family friendly as well. So you also get the recipes. They pretty much hand make everything. They give you pantry guides. They give you gratitude journals so you can sit there and start to think about everything that you're grateful for in your life. It's really just a way to start to transform your health, like they say, the transformation. But within that program, there's some amazing whole food products. Now, you may have seen these around. You may not have. But they're actually called Juice Plus. Now, they do look like a supplement, right? They come inside a container. They've got a kind of vitamin look. But when you look at the back, they're actually a whole food. So I think that's really clever. I think that is really important. And it was one of the biggest sellers that got me. So when you look at it, it is literally veggies, berries, and fruit. And what they do is they take these produce right to the point where they're absolutely optimally grown. A lot of the time, if we're buying fruit from supermarkets, it's picked green, it's ripened there, so it's often gas ripened or ripened under lights. There's all sorts of chemicals sprayed on it in order to keep it pure, but a lot of the time it's not nutrient dense. So even when we are really trying to get good stuff into our body, there's definitely a pitfall there in modern society. It's not quite happening. Okay, so product like this makes sense. Inside of these 3 is 27 fruits, veggies, and berries. So to me, I understand that that's really beneficial, right? If we could fill our body full of all that nutrients every day, of course we're going to see amazing things. And it coincides perfectly with our whole food program because we're not based specifically on here, take these and that's all you have to do to get healthy. You need to eat them in a correspondence with a healthy diet as well, but just bridge that gap because as human beings, we are not getting anywhere near the amount of nutrients as we should. Now, I've been involved with these products now for about 10 months. I'll tell you my personal journey on them just in a little bit, but I just want to kind of give you a few facts first to let you know that it's not some bullshit product, just to be honest, because there are a lot of them out there. But this is a phenomenal product. It has 35 peer-reviewed gold standard studies. So for anybody who's into science, if you understand the value of that, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's nothing else like it on the market. There's no other supplement or anything like that that you can get that has the amount of research behind it like ours does. And what I really love about that all those journals that I talked about, all those 35 done from all universities around the world are all available for anybody to read on our website. So there's no hidden agenda. There's nothing dodgy about them whatsoever. And they're actually TGA approved, which is massive. That's Therapeutic Goods of Australia. Now, they are actually in line with holistic medicine. So they let you know that what's safe, what should be recommended, and quite often it's the doctors that use the TGA listing in order to recommend products. So it's really cool that we have that authority and that they've actually given that tick because the TGA is one of the hardest approvals to get in the world. So there's so much science behind it. But personally to me, it just made sense because it's real fruit, it's real veggies, and it's real berries, and we know that's what we're supposed to do. I came from a really holistic background where my mum used to juice every morning. She understood the power of juicing. She's quite a sick woman, but she was very left-wing, very hippie. She didn't want to take any meds for it, and she'd been sick her whole life, and she really kind of lost faith within the medical system. And, you know, like, that's her belief, and it served her well. By the time that she took their perspective and she added in a whole lot of natural things like juicing, like meditating, like, you know, self-love and all those kind of things. But she really took the goodness of food and started using it as a medicine. So it really resonated with me when I worked out that it was literally a whole food product. That made sense. But it didn't really be necessary in my life until I hit a really rough patch. I was, at the time, my partner of 10 years was very unwell to the point where he couldn't work. And I just had our second baby. So 3-year gap, you know, I had a 3-year-old and a newborn. He wasn't working. I was running my 2 businesses. I was completely torn because I'd just given birth. I wasn't spending time with my baby. Finances, you know, who's in a relationship and understands the stress of a 1-income family. Like, it is hard, especially when, you know, I was the other one because he wasn't able to do anything. I was trying to run a household and I was trying to be a breadwinner as well. So mentally, I was exhausted. I was so sick. I had severe bouts of depression. I couldn't go out in public from anxiety. I'd wake up in the morning with just total nuts in my stomach every day, too anxious to get out of bed, but, you know, no choice. And it was a really rough time in my life where not for 1 second did I stop and think that it could be diet related. I just looked at it and thought, we're in a really rough situation, and obviously my emotions are coming out through these kind of symptoms. I caught up and had coffee with my girlfriend. She was from school and she'd been selling Juice Plus for about 2 years prior to that. And to be honest, I was so skeptical, and I thought, you know what, it's in a canister. It's one of those things. I never paid attention to it. But she brought them along to my coffee date, and she passed them across the table when she heard what I was going through. And she said, do you know the reason that I take them is because I suffer depression. And, you know, depression is one of those things that not many people talk about. But when she said that to me, I thought, far out, I've got nothing to lose. I don't want to go on medication because I know it will most probably just come out somewhere else. And I took them. Within 3 days. My energy was that great that I'd never experienced anything like it. And if anybody's ever felt mentally exhausted or even depressed, you know that energy is one of the biggest factors, because you know you should go and do stuff. You know you should get out. You know you should clean your house. You should play with your kids. All those things that would make you feel better, but the energy is just not there to make it happen. So the fact that my energy boosted, it really helped. The fact that I was sleeping better really helped. My skin started to clear. My head was the biggest thing. Just that fog just lifted. And within 2 weeks, I was that obsessed with the products that I was literally trying to talk to everybody about them. And I remember going back to my friend Lauren, and she was like, you know, you can do this as a business, right? And I was like, oh yeah, but I'm not one of those people. Like, I can't do that. And I just dismissed it for a long time. But anyway, turns out I now sell them because I love them that much. But it just really changed my life. And the amount of times that I've seen this do so much different stuff, because it is just whole food. We call it a healing hierarchy. The nutrients go where they're needed. So for me, it was mental clarity. You know, I have a friend whose son had an impacted bowel. And for him, it was able to give him the ability to feel his bowel motions for the first time in close to 5 years. But just crazy stuff. Like, you know, I've seen some of my clients, actually one of the girlfriends that I used to teach at dancing, she was giving it to her infant son in a bottle because he had really bad eczema since birth. And it cleared most of it up. You know, it's not a magic pill. And sometimes it may just do goodness on the inside and we don't see what comes out on the outside. But from what I've seen, it's just phenomenal. And it's literally the power of whole food, right? Real food, fruits, veggies, and berries. But it's just a really convenient way to get it. You know, take 2 capsules in the morning and eat a good balanced diet during the day. And you could change your life. You literally could. Whatever is happening inside your body starts to repair itself. So that's the capsules. They work on the micronutrient level, so they're cellular health. Then we also have the macronutrients. So we don't really sell a catalog type product. We have two products. So we have the capsules and the powders. Now the powders actually work on a macronutrient level. So they're a clean protein. Again, all of our products are vegan because they're just plant-based. So a lot of things are in there like mushroom powder, broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, all sorts of weird things that you would never put inside your shopping trolley, but it's a really quick and easy way to get it into your body. My favorite is this one. I have two little girls that are 5 and 2, and they think this is Milo. I put it inside with coconut milk, and literally, like, let me read what is on the back here so I can show you what they're getting in their bodies. Pea protein, broccoli, alfalfa sprouts, radish sprouts, amaranth, millet, spirulina, yuck powder, mushrooms, niacin. Niacin's awesome because it's also a natural antidepressant. B12, all sorts of things that, you know, are awesome for little growing bodies, but I would never be able to get them to eat, you know, any other way. So it's a really cool way to get more nutrients inside of our body, a really easy way to have it happen. My absolute favourite part of the Juice Plus program, being a mum, is that these are the chewy forms of our capsules. So we have the fruits and the veggies, and if you read that, the ingredients literally say carrot, cabbage, kale, broccoli, beetroot, tomato, parsley, spinach, and the list goes on. So many good stuff. But, you know, that's what you're getting inside your kids. They literally take that fruit juice, they mix it with tapioca, so again, a natural product, and it creates chewies. So easy, so good, but the best part about it is that it comes free. So with every adult who purchases, those chews come free. At this month, at the moment, they actually have a program running in New Zealand, if you know of anybody in New Zealand, where they're actually giving chews out to everybody who orders. So if you've got a child, they give you 2 lots. So it's just massive. It's absolutely massive. And I love that because it shows me that the company that I'm associated with has a massive heart. It's one thing to sell a product to make a commission from it, but to be able to give it out of the goodness of their own heart for the benefits of other children is really beautiful. It's special because it shows that they're invested in the next generation. They're so big on healthy eating and getting more nutrients into our body because they understand there's a definite lack there, that they give it out for free. And they actually do a study based on that, which is the largest children's study in the world, and it's called the Children's Health Study. So you can find all of those, the research and the results and things like that on our website as well. Fascinating reading. I think one of them said that within a 4-month period, their concentration went up 60%. So if you can just imagine that at school, like that's a 60% increase in performance that these children are receiving, which is massive. You know, it's not a magic pill. It's fruits, veggies, and berries. So you can't feel bad giving to them. Lucky because my daughters eat them like they're damn lolly. But it's really exciting stuff. And if you're interested in any of it, reach out to the person who brought you here. We're definitely never a hard sell type program because I find that not only devalues our product, it takes away the integrity of the company. The company's a beautiful company, and I don't like anybody to feel pressured to buy. I think if it's the right time and it resonates with you and you know you're having difficulty, then it's here. You know, that go and see the person that brought you into it because there's a good chance that they had really good results like I did, and that's why they can't stop talking about it. Another thing that I might just mention because it's what kind of hooked me as a mum, those chewies. Now, this is the same with any of our products. It's a like first like type thing. So when you're getting good nutrients inside your body on a daily basis, your body's going to crave good things. And that's what's a really cool aspect about our product is that it's a segue to a better life. So you know yourself, if you are constantly eating junk, you crave junk all the time because, you know, if you're filling your body full of a lot of sugar, you want more sugar, and it just becomes that way. If you put it in reverse cycle and you put lots of good things in, it wants more good things as well. Now, children are not, you could never use the placebo theory on a child, right? Because they will do what they want to do. And the cool thing about that is that when they get all these nutrients in there, they want better food as well. So my daughter, my 5-year-old, 2-year-old will eat anything, but the 5-year-old is so fussy, and she starts taking now carrots and celery to school. And that might not seem like a massive thing to anybody, but for a mum, that is a win. Like for me, I couldn't get her to eat any salads or veggies. She'd eat fruit okay, but salads and veggies were a mission. So to have her just wanting to do that because her body recognises that it's good is such an easy thing. It's a really easy thing. So that's a little bit about the program and the product. I won't talk about it for ages because I probably could, but I'll keep you here all night. But then I'm going to jump over in a little bit because it's a business launch. I want to celebrate these ladies trying something new and getting out there and really I don't know, just opening the box up for their family. It's hard, like I mentioned, especially if there's financial struggles or if there's unhappiness in some kind of work situation. It's quite hard these days. So taking a chance and reaching out there for something new is really, really exciting. And I thank you guys all for taking that little leap of faith. I'm going to go on over to who was doing my first speak. I've got a few of my beautiful ladies on. I think it might be, is it Jo or Trace?
No, it's me.
Oh, Jessie, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
Trace.
So I'm gonna let is it Trace or Jess?
No. Oh, it's me. I'm doing, yeah.
Oh, I was like, is that
Me.
Tracy's voice or Jess's voice? It's Jess. Sweet. Okay, which is exciting because Jess is actually Nessa's upline. So Jess brought Ness into the business, which is really exciting if you're on here to celebrate Nessa's journey. But just a little bit about my journey. So I started 10 months ago, like I said, purely by chance because I love the products. And it's been an absolute blessing for me, an absolute blessing. I've created an amazing income. I've been able to stop both of my full-time businesses, which has allowed me so much more time at home with my little girls, which is what I was working for in the first place. So if any of this resonates with you, reach out to whoever got you here. But again, it's never a hard sell. It's never to put you on the spot or to make you feel obligated. It's literally just to show you what we're up to, because a lot of the time there's different connotations that can sometimes be negative associated with this industry. So we really just want to put everything out there and hopefully break a few myths for you. So the floor's all yours, darling. I'll shoot on over to you.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, as Trina said, I'm Vanessa's upline. So I have been doing this business just over 6 months now. And the way I got introduced to the business was through an event that I got invited to by Katrina. So she invited me around, and at that time I had a 4-year-old, I now have a 23-month-old, and I have a 3-month-old. So at the time I was pregnant, about 4 months pregnant. And I'm a chef by trade, so I was looking at doing something different, and it just fell into my lap at the right time. You know how the universe works in amazing ways, and I was looking for something, as I didn't want to go back to work working in a kitchen because those hours suck, and I didn't want to do that with the little ones. So, being pregnant and struggling mentally, because my partner worked nights, so in the afternoon, come 3, 4 o'clock, I was yelling at my 4-year-old just because I was grumpy and I was tired. No other reason. He wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just shitty just because I was lacking in that energy, and I had that mind fog that we all talk about. So once you guys get on the products, you'll notice that you'll have so much more energy. You won't be having nano naps in the afternoon, because I was trying to get those 10-minute nano naps in the afternoon just to make my day and night go a bit faster. And you'll notice that the mind fog goes. It just lifts without even you realizing it, and you'll just be a lot more focused and a lot more calmer. So that's just a little bit about my story on Juice Plus so far. But what I'm going to show you guys tonight is, we all know about pyramids. Traditional business starts with a pyramid. Me being a chef, start at the bottom, kitchen hand. And then you work your way up. You become an apprentice chef. Then you become a commis chef. And then it's a demi chef. And then we've got our senior chef de partie. We've got our sous chef. We've got our head chef, and then our executive chef, and then way up the top, you've got your owners. So I managed, working in the kitchen, I managed to get up to demi chef, which, you know, still don't get paid, probably got paid, this is back in New Zealand, an extra $4 to become a demi chef. And I did that over, 4 years. But you're still starting at the bottom. Look how far you have to go to get to that position. And to be honest, not everyone will get that far. And in a traditional business, the people who make the big money are all the ones up the top. Do you get paid? I think I was on, when I first started, like $11 an hour, which is crap. And having to work like 45 hours a week, which is even worse, and you get paid really crap. So what I love about this business is that anyone can do it. You can be a doctor, you can be a mum, you could be a dentist, you could be a student. So in our business, we all start off as a VF, a virtual franchise. And the pinnacle in our business is NMD. So that's where we all want to get to in this business. And it doesn't matter where you are, what you do, you'll get to that stage eventually in your own time. We are here to help you every step of the way. So Ness will start off as a VF, and I'm sure, if not by the end of today, she will be a DVF, which she's not far away from hitting her first bonus. So I'm pretty excited for her. She's been doing the business less than 10 days, and she's already going to be hitting her first bonus within 10 days. So I'm pretty stoked for her. So as I say, you can go anywhere. Doesn't matter. We all branch out. You're not going over anyone. You start off at the bottom. You start off at owning your own business, and you just work your way up to the top. So as long as you're teachable and willing to learn, anyone can do this business. You can be a doctor, dentist, mama. Yeah, being a mama, I try and fit it around the kids. But having 3, as we all know, it's pretty hard trying to get them settled at night. So I try and do my business or my posts and stuff that I need to get done first thing in the morning, say like at 4 o'clock. So if you see posts from me at 4 o'clock in the morning, I've just fed my daughter and I've put her back down and I'm doing work. So that's how I fit the business into my life. I work it around the kids pretty much, and I try not to do it at night or in the afternoon or during the day, because that's my family time with my kids. So I make it work for me. So yeah, that's a pyramid. They're all illegal, but what we do is not a pyramid scheme. People will tell you it's a pyramid scheme, and you can set them right, saying, you know, they're illegal. This is what I do. Are you interested in seeing what I'm doing? And if they're not interested, then they're really not worth it. So don't waste your energy on those people. All right, and then next thing I'm going to teach you is how you get to know people in this business. You start off with one person. That's me. And Katrina's up here because she introduced me to the business. So a lot of you will go, I don't know that many people. I don't know that many people personally. Like, how many people do we all talk to daily? Probably like 5 or 6 people, if you're lucky. So that's what the one thing I was worried about starting off in this business. I didn't know that many people, but all you need to start off with is yourself. And then I introduced the business to Donata. And I've introduced the business to Ness. I've also got Tans. And Donata introduced the business to Gina. Oops, sorry, guys. And she introduced the business to Jelaine. And by the way, these guys are in New Zealand, so you can do this business anywhere. Jelaine taught her sister, Kelly. And as these guys learn from me and I teach them, they will also teach their new team members that will come on board. So it's pretty much a popcorn effect. And it's unlimited on how many people you introduce the business to. And everyone links up. So it's pretty much, as long as you're teachable and you're willing to learn And we have a fantastic system. You don't have to invent the wheel. It's all there. It's all there for you. As long as you're willing to put in the time and be teachable, then the world is your oyster. And that's how the teaching circles work. And that's how our business rocks. I think I'm heading over to Jo. Here we go.
Hello, thanks, Jess. For everybody, I'm Jo. I came into this business because I was working in family daycare and I saw a post pop up on a forum about a lady who was selling off all of her gear because she had found an online job that was out earning her family daycare. I thought that sounded pretty interesting. My fiance and I at the time were very keen to go traveling and caravanning around Australia, but obviously need money to do that. We're not rich by any means. And I am too old to go fruit picking. That does not appeal whatsoever. So I was looking for a way to make some money from anywhere in the world. And yeah, so I sent Katrina a message. She sent me a link to a video and I was very interested, but very skeptical about the products. I had cancer 5 years ago, so I am very conscious about what I put into my body. I did a lot of research into nutrition. So when I asked a million questions, looked at all of the links, read all of the research, and what I found was amazing. So jumped on the products and haven't looked back since. So now I tell all my friends, all my family that this stuff is amazing and everybody should be taking it because nobody gets enough fruit, veg and berries. So just following on from what Jess was saying, I would like to show you guys a little bit about the power of numbers, because a lot of people worry when they come into this business that they don't know enough people. Like, oh, I couldn't do that because, you know, I'm new at town or I'm new in the country and I don't know very many people. So what I would like to show you guys is, first of all, if you have one person and they teach two people how to do this business, these two people tell two people, you've now got 4. If the 4 tell 2 people, that turns into 8. If 8 people tell 2, turns into 16. 16 tell 2, you've now got 32. And 32 tell 2, you've got 64. So you can see just by telling 2 people about what you're doing, and by the time you start posting on Facebook about what you're doing, everybody will be getting into contact with you. Very, very quickly, you've got 64 people in your business. But the magic number for us is what we found is if one person tells 5, those 5 tell another 5, you've got 25. Those 5 tell 5, you're at 125. They tell 5, you're at 625. If they were to tell 5, you're at over 3,000. Now, you do not need 3,000 people in your business or 600, but it's just to show the difference between talking to 2 people and talking to 5 people. So all we do is try and we just share this with people. It comes out naturally, as you've seen tonight. So that's all we do, is share it, and the business popcorns out from there. The other thing I'd like to share with you guys is a little bit about how we get paid, because that's the good stuff. So we get paid in 3 ways. We get paid retail from the products we sell, commission from the products we sell, and bonuses. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a very long time since I worked in a job that gave bonuses. And if they did, it was usually $100 at Christmas, and that was about it. But for us, our business is all about the bonuses. So as was mentioned before, when we come in, we're a VF. And if we can get to DVF in our first 10 days, instant $100. The next bonus, which can come at 30 days, is SDVF, and it's a $400 bonus. And because this business is a teaching business, the person who helped you get there also gets a $400 bonus. Next level is SC, $600 bonus. Again, also for the person who helped you get there. Next level, SSC, you're now looking at a $1,200 bonus for both of you. Q, $1,500 bonus, and for the person who helped you. Then we've got our top level, NMD. The bonus here is $3,000. But by the time you get to NMD, and most people are doing that in around about a 12 to 18 month time frame, depending on how hard you want to work in your business. By the time you're getting your $3,000 bonus, you're on approximately $100,000 a year. So that just goes to show what is possible for everybody this time next year. So if you could just imagine what Christmas could be like for you in 2017 compared to what it is for 2016.
Thank you, darling. Thank you for sharing, girls. Yeah, exactly what Jo said. It's all about creating a better future, because the thing is, if nothing changes in your life, nothing changes. And we are so conditioned to just do the same thing over and over again. And it's quite frustrating if you're not getting anywhere. So to me, when I first watched a live event similar to that, and I seen those figures pop up, I was really impressed, because I thought, I may not be the smartest person. I did 2 degrees, which I didn't finish either of them. But it just wasn't for me. I cannot work for other people, because I like to have my own time and do my own things and things like that. So it made sense. And when I realized that I could make money by teaching other people how to create that own freedom, it really appealed to me. So, just using this structure again that Jo just pointed to us, I've been in the business 10 months now, and I've just hit this QNMD position. So it gives you an idea. You don't need to be working away at this business for 5 to 7 years before you see some kind of output. By the time I've reached here, I've probably made about 7 to 8 grand in bonuses alone. Now, remember, that's 1/3 of the way we get paid. So if you look at that, when I started this, I was flat out. Like I mentioned, I had my 2 businesses, and I was literally, like Jessie said, just fitting in work wherever I could. And it wasn't that often. I was literally just doing a few posts a day, talking to a few people a day who were messaging me about the product, and that was my work. It's definitely expanded. Jess said that she showed you that popcorn chart where your business can just kind of go crazy, like Jo shared with the power of numbers. I was so skeptical coming into this, and one of my biggest issues was that I didn't know enough people. And it was totally an excuse that I was telling myself. And Lauren, who was my upline, actually said that to me. She was like, that's what you tell yourself, but I can show you a better way to make, life work for you. So I'm glad I took the chance, because I actually had a launch like this, and I invited 2 people along, Jessie and Trace. And they both liked the idea of it. And thankfully enough, they trusted me enough to sign up, and now they're seeing amazing results. So I'm very thankful for that. But just from those initial 2 team members, I now have a team of over 150 people. So that's massive, right? That coming from somebody who didn't think they could do it because they didn't know enough people, you can literally see how easy it is. We follow the system. It works. So people get excited. The thing that I love, and I find the most authentic, the real thing about our business, is that people are real. Like, we have real stories, we have real pasts, we have real ambitions, and it's really liberating to be around people who are positive and want to push for more in life. So it made sense when I first looked at it, and it's just made sense even more every day since I've been involved. So I'm excited for the next 12 months. Personally, last year I felt so shitty at Christmas because I couldn't afford to buy what I wanted to buy. I couldn't afford to buy my children. A lot of my family missed out on presents, and I know it's not about presents. I know Christmas is so much more than that, but that's, you know, that's one of my love languages. I love being able to show people I appreciate them by buying them gifts. And when I got to do it, it made me feel crappy. So coming out from the other end, I'm so glad I took the risk and took the chances. I'm sure most of these ladies will be able to tell you as well. It's really rewarding. So if anything kind of makes sense or gets you a little bit excited or intrigued, definitely come back and ask questions. Again, you're never going to get headhunted because that is not what this business is about at all. But definitely ask the questions, because you'd hate to be in the same spot that you are in 12 months' time and know that you maybe could have made a change. I'm going to shoot on over. We've got 2 ladies, actually, we've got 3 that are on tonight that have just started. Is Leash still on? She might have had to run off. Yes, she did. So we're just 2 of the ladies. Now, these ladies have just started. So you can hear from us, you can hear that, you know, we've been successful. But I find it really important to talk to people who have just started, because it shows even more so that there's a real compatibility to this and every single one of you guys. So Ness, I'm going to shoot on over to you first. Go for it. I'd love to hear now. You've only been in the business a week or so, so I'm really excited to hear what you've found so far.
Okay, cool. So I'll just jump straight into my journey before and now with Juice Plus. Since I can remember, I've always suffered from migraines and headaches. Since having kids, I never really found a balance between work, motherhood, and life in general. So all the pressure, the stress that came along with it, I was eventually diagnosed with depression and suffered from panic attacks. My anxiety as well shot through the roof, and so were my stress levels. They were at an all-time high. I eventually gained weight from comfort eating because that was the only avenue that I had just to sort of release any stress or any anxiety that I had, and my self-esteem plummeted to an all-time low. I eventually resigned from my job just so I could focus on me and my children. And by stepping out of my comfort zone, I found a post on Facebook from Jess regarding Juice Plus. Since joining, I have been migraine and headache free. I can now manage my anxiety much better than before. Panic attacks and depression are much better now. I can actually manage them as well. And I'm now the best version of myself for my children, which is what I've always wanted. Having newfound energy as well from the products has allowed me to do things that I would have never had the energy for prior to joining or using the capsules and shakes. My 2 biggest inspirations or motivations for ordering with Juice Plus were my children's health and the need to make a lifestyle change ASAP. With my daughter, who's 3, she's been sick pretty much, I'd say 60 to 70% of the time since she was born. So she has a very weak immune system. Having her germ-free for the past month has been an amazing experience for not just her, but also for my family in general. My son, on the other hand, he has asthma, and since being discharged from hospital for the 8th time this year, he has grown fond of the tubes. To the point where I have to hide them now. He actually cries and I have to make up some sort of excuse just to change his mind or redirect his thinking towards cartoons or playing outside, or, you know, just to get him to realize that he can't just eat the whole packet at the one time. So in terms of that, I'm really excited to see an improvement in his general health, particularly with asthma. So that's my story so far, my journey with Juice Plus, and I hope it's inspired or resonated with you all in one way or the other.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, darling. It's so lovely to hear your story. I'm so happy for your daughter. What a fantastic result. What a fantastic result.
Definitely.
And thank you for sharing. I know it's a bit scary jumping on here, but I really appreciate it. Tash,
no worries, thank you.
No, pleasure. I'm happy to have you on. Tash, I'm going to shoot on over to you now, darling. The floor is all yours.
Hi. Thank you. My name's Tash. I'm only new to this business, obviously. I've been doing it about 2 weeks. I've got my notes here on what I wanted to say. So I'm a hairdresser. I'm a single mum, and I was looking for something that I could do that would give me more freedom and more time to be able to spend with my son. I heard about Juice Plus from Katrina when I saw her out on Gumtree, and yeah, I just really resonated with what she was saying, what the product was about. I got interested into natural health and natural remedies back when I found out I had cancer again 2 years ago, and cured it by using natural remedies. So it's really, really important for me to find stuff that is organic, GMO-free, gluten-free, and Juice Plus really ticks all those boxes for me. I've also got my son on Juice Plus, and it's amazing the difference. Both of us have a lot more energy already. We've only been on it 3 weeks now. We've got a lot more energy. I feel happier. He's happier too. He's so energized. He just wants to keep running all the time. And he keeps on snacking on fruit a lot lately, which he never usually does. He always finds an excuse to be able to snack on some sort of crap instead. But yeah, I found it really amazing, and I really like that I can build this business as big as I like to. As much effort I put into it, I can make it big and big, and I can help other people do the same. So yeah, that's me pretty much.
Thank you, lovely. Thank you, girls. Beautiful shares. Beautiful shares. I really appreciate it, guys, and I love hearing how everybody's got a little bit of a different motivation to either take the product or get involved with the business. But you're all still got the same kind of. Sorry, I'll just mute you guys. You still all got the same really heart-driven mission behind it to help people out. So thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to leave it there because I know it's been almost an hour now, and I really appreciate your time jumping on. If you've got any questions, if there's anything at all in here that resonates with you, we'd love to talk to you. Even if you're not, we're not here to convince anybody or to make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that at all. But even if it's not for you, if you could think of somebody who is, or if you come along somebody on your journey down the track, please send them back to, some of these beautiful faces on here who are trying to make a bit of a difference out there. So thank you so much for your time, everybody. Thank you to all the beautiful ladies who shared. I really appreciate it. And thanks for taking some time out on your Wednesday night to come join us. So bye, everybody. I'm going to take you all off mute now. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to shout them out or write them in the comment box, and we'll help you out where we can.